Hey everybody, welcome to Scarpad's Comic Treks. I'm Scarpad. Happy new comic book day to you. Hope you all got your books and hope everything's safe where you are and you did some good reading today. I know I did. Today was a fantastic day. Once again, it's proving to me that indies, I think, is where it's at for me. I got a couple of DC books and Marvel books out of what came out today. I'll be getting a couple. I mail order my books, so they come a week or two late. And I mostly get my independents digitally because my LCS, well, doesn't really carry a whole lot of them. And what he has, he locks up in the back for some reason. Don't know why. We've covered that before. So I'm mostly reading independents first, and then eventually the Batmans and detectives and Star Wars stuff I get. So what I read today that I liked, well, big day for independents, and big day for a lot of books I liked last time around. Notably, two of the top books I liked last time they came out with the number ones were Bang and Backtrack. Bang continues to be a fantastic book. Once again, setting up this quasi James Bond world where an author is writing these adventures, but they're actually real life adventures of these various agents that become the main agents for the group. And in this issue, we kind of deviate from the gentleman we saw last time, Thomas Cord, and this time we're meeting an agent called John Shaw, and we get his adventures and his kind of origin story. And it all takes place as kind of like in between a flashback and real time. And at the end of the book, Thomas Cord does meet up with John Shaw, and they go off and they don't quite know what's going on with each other, and that's going to be for the next issue. I really continue to love this book. Matt Kent is just killing it when it comes to kind of like a James Bond mythos and building this world of super agents who can change. When one dies, takes over the memories of the agent who just died and becomes that agent. And now he's adding more to the mix, and maybe there's more to come in the next issue as they go up against Gold. I think Gold Maze they call it, the organization that's trying to stop them. So I really enjoyed this book. I like also how it sets up the book sets up the novel pages, setting up the character's story at the beginning of the story and the end of the story. Those are really fantastic to read. I really enjoy that. Now the other one is Backtrack. Backtrack once again continues this wild race through time with a mysterious man setting up these racers to race through time, and for really unknown reasons at the moment. But they will get something if they make it through successfully. And this time we're racing through ancient Constantinople, and we see the various racers interacting with the environment. It's drawn really well and frantic again. So Backtrack number 2 is just as good as Backtrack number 1. These books are really knocking it out of the park. I did read a little bit of Alienated. That story's not really doing much for me, so maybe I'll try to get it. Maybe get 5 or 6 issues and read them together in a trade or something. But that's not really don't go a lot for me at the moment. The other one I really enjoyed today was Red Mother. Red Mother continues to build upon the whole mystery of are these mystery boxes. Who is the mysterious Leland Black, and what's going on with the Red Mother? Why is heroine seeing this creature? And at the end of the book, this creature, the Red Mother, is coming out to her, and I think more will be revealed. So it's more slow burn, but storytelling, but fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Like I enjoyed Something is Killing the Children. Once again, that's a great story. This is the second arc. Tommy's in a hospital, I believe, and now she is going to continue on, and there's a mysterious organization, almost like a Court of Owls type of organization, backing these people go out and slay these monsters. And the story is continuing on, and this is kind of the bridge between the last chapter and the new chapter coming up. Once again, loved it, fantastic. So, I think this book maybe was going to end after 5 issues, and it's continuing on, and I'm overjoyed for that. The other one that came out today that's excellent, Undone by Blood, and it picks up where the last issue left off with a young girl being picked up by the police and kind of relaying the backstory, continuing the backstory of what's going on with her. And she gets locked up and then released to continue on. And she has money in a locker. She's trying to find out more information about from this where her parents and family were killed in this bar. Meanwhile, that's all interwoven with a similar story that's going on in the novel that she's reading, an old Western novel. That eventually these two storylines will coalesce and come into view. Undone by Blood is a fantastic book. I'm really, really loving that book, and I'm going to keep that going. The other one I read today was from Dark Horse, Starship Down. Starship Down is a story of a, basically what the story, the title says, there's a starship, there's a ship that's down, and the government is getting together the best minds from America and Soviet Russia to try to figure out, what is this ship. This was a setup for all that. We've seen it kind of before, kind of got a Thing vibe from it. We don't know what's going to go on. I like the story. I mean, I thought it was good. It's kind of, we've seen it before, but it was still an entertaining read, and I'm interested to see where issue 2 is going to go. The other one that I thought was pretty good, and I know my bud at Pop Culture Philosophers, Robbie, didn't really care for it, but I thought it was decent, was from Aftershock Comics called Artemis and the Assassin. This is a time travel story. There's a group that sends these assassins through time to kill certain people. At the beginning, we're seeing the assassin kill Rasputin and come back in time. Meanwhile, we find another girl that's in the past. Well, we don't know if she's a time traveler, but she's in the 40s Europe fighting the war, and that is Artemis. And Artemis, at the end of the book, comes in contact with this assassin, and we don't know what's going to happen. But this is all setting up that world, setting up the two individuals, the assassin and Artemis, where they are, and they're going to collide. I love it. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for time travel stories, especially when it gets into like history and stuff. And I thought the book ended with a good enough hook that really kept me involved, and I want to see where it's going to go. So I like this book, and I think it's another winner from Aftershock Comics. They're really knocking out of the park with all their books of late, and I really enjoyed that. Two other things I read, not independents, but they feel like independents to me. The Joe Hill comic series, The Plunge, and Lola Woods. The Plunge picks up where the last one left off. They discovered this dead body on the island, and they're trying to go through to kind of discover where that dead body came from, what's going on with it. Meanwhile, they're exploring the ship that's relaying signals, even though there's nobody aboard it, and these undead, almost like undead crew, come aboard the main ship and try to blow it up and try to explode it, and I think they are successful at that to a certain extent. So now we have people on the island searching for more of these undead or survivors. They think survivors, and a very interesting story. Dialogue is really good in this book. I enjoy it. I enjoy all the characters. It's kind of eerie, but it has lightness to it too. The dialogue has a lot of funny stuff in it. So I'm enjoying it. I think that's an excellent Joe Hill book. The other one I read today is Lola Woods. The next issue came out. Now, for a while I was going to drop that. After 2 or 3 issues, I didn't really care for Lola Woods all that much. I thought it was kind of spinning around and kind of dragging out the mystery. But the last issue really, we got lesbians and sinkholes and people turning into sinkholes, and what the hell was going on? Who knows? And this book kind of continues that, but it slows it down. We're kind of back to that whole background again of these two girls, 2 women. And there's about 9 pages of this book before it really kicks in again, which is kind of a shame because I think the story had built a momentum, and this kind of like dulls it a little bit. But once the nine pages are done with, we start getting these skinless men coming in and wreaking havoc, and the story picks up again and got me interested again. So I'm going to continue on with Lola Woods. I wouldn't say it's a knockout of the park, but it's definitely interesting enough to keep on reading. Probably the lesser of the Joe Hill stories, but still very, well worth you picking up. If you don't want to pick it up now, wait for the inevitable trade. So that's about all I read so far. As I said, I haven't read too much of the mainstream stuff. And I tell you, it's apparent to me now that with all the stuff I'm reading week to week and back issues like Ice Cream Man, and I started to read God Country. I read the first issue of God. I never read it. Dylan will be glad to know I'm enjoying a Donny Cates book. This is a phenomenal first issue of God Country. Fantastic. I can't wait to see where that's going to go. And it's apparent to me now, even though I'm a big DC fan, I love Batman, I was a big Marvel fan, I love the superhero books. To me, that's not where it's at right now. These independent books are so interesting, and maybe it is because a lot of them are only for 4 or 5 issues, that I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing here. So that's what I've read so far today. It was a fantastic book. All these books came out amid all the chaos and the uncertainty of whether people would be able to get them, and going forward, what we'll be able to do to get some of these books. I'm glad that a lot of these, of course, I do read digitally, the independents, so I was able to get them right away, download them, and read them. And who knows, that might have to be something we all do in the future. Not really sure. The other thing I picked up today that came in the mail, I was hoping to get my Midtown comics in. They didn't come yet. I have a big order of Midtown. They had a huge 75% off sale the other day, and I got some great comics, back issues to fill in my Dark Knight and Detective and Batman runs, and some other stuff. And it was I got 53 books for $77 shipped free. So when those come in, we'll show them on the channel. The other thing I picked up today, a mail order from Amazon, is Max Lights. I never tried these, but I heard really good things about these Max Lights. Supposed to be a kind of in between a polypropylene bag and a Mylar. So we'll see how these are. I also picked up, of course, the Silver Age bags and boards. I know Bueller has a discount code for these, but they're coming out of Washington or somewhere, and that's far away. I think they wanted $23 just to ship bags and boards. So I got them for, no shipping on Amazon, best I can do. But we'll try those out and see how those are. I'll let you know. The other thing is, I do have one thing I got in. I guess I can do a little bit of an unboxing. It's not much. I got this from my Things from Another World subscriptions. I know it was a light week. This is probably last week's books. But let's open them up and see what we got here. The mailer, I guess is okay. They are bag and boarded. So let's see what we got. Yeah, invoice. Looks like we only have about 3 books. So, yep. This is one of the rare independents I'm buying, The Man Who Effed Up Time. This is issue 1 was a great book from Aftershock. Really, really enjoying it. Once again, I say I do pick up some things in the Dead Tree format if I like it. Like I'm getting Backtrack. I'll usually read it digitally, and if I really like it, I'll buy it. And that's what I'm doing with like Backtrack and Man Who Effed Up Time and a few of the other ones. And then Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Got that from last week. Love that cover. And the book that Perry didn't get. Hopefully he'll be able to get it soon because he picked up the alternate cover Darth Vader. I'm not great on that cover. It's okay. Issue number 2. So I'll go ahead and read that. So that's everything I got on my new comic book day. I hope you guys got a lot more, and I hope you guys had no trouble getting your books today and enjoyed reading them. I want to wish everybody out in the comic family, safety and security for yours and your family as you go forward in this whole thing that's going on. And, read your books, enjoy them, grab a hold of somebody and give them an elbow bump. And we'll catch you later. And so we always say here, keep trekking, keep reading, and we'll catch you later.